£2.50 a pint. Hello and welcome back to Zurich, where it is ended the ZSC Lions 3, the Nottingham Panthers 1, in the first leg of the last 16 of the Champions Hockey League. I'm John O'Bullard and I'm with Tina Taylor.
Hiya.
Antoine Marie-Jean.
Hello.
And Adam Reddish.
Hello.
Well, guys, I think we can all agree that was a stunning performance by the Panthers to keep a team where one player on their roster, Kevin Klein, earns something in the region of 1.5 times of our entire roster on his own. Keeping them to 2 goals, getting a goal, and it's still all to play for at the NIC.
It definitely is. My voice did come back. No, it's breaking again. It was an incredible effort tonight. The Panthers couldn't be so proud, and I hope the fans that are here, the fans that are at home, are proud of this team because they worked their backsides off tonight. Don't get us wrong, Zurich were the better team. By far and away the better team. They outskated us, but we battled. We battled to the last man. And you know what? When that third goal went in, I actually thought it was a bit harsh against us, despite it being pretty much one-way traffic for a lot of the game.
It has to be said, though, that third goal was so beautifully worked.
It was fantastic to watch, wasn't it? It was fantastic hockey. I mean, yeah, it was just... what a game, and it's still all to play for. And if people haven't got the tickets for next week, get your tickets, because we ain't out of this yet.
I mean, Tina, first period very much Zurich all the way. Second period 50-50. And then when we start the third period, Brett Polini gets one back. Yeah, it's like we're in dreamland.
Well, I mean, we're in dreamland even before we walk into this building, because who the hell thought this was happening? You know, anything that we do from here is just a massive bonus. I mean, you know, I think it's probably fair to say that, you know, a lot of us have walked in here thinking, you know, this is a good day out. Because quite frankly, I mean, you know, we're here for a day, for the equivalent of a day before we fly home, and.
I think we've been moved on, so we'll have to walk and talk. We'll walk and talk.
But
right, Adam, I'll come to you while Tina gets the bag.
On the move.
That goal was massively important to the Panthers, but I also want to sort of point out a couple of outstanding performances for the Panthers tonight. Netminder night, Michael Garnett, who was incredible and made some absolutely world-class saves. But after that, you've got the likes of Matthew Gagnon, who was absolutely outstanding in defence.
Yeah.
You know, he's known as an enforcer, but he was defensively superb tonight.
He was absolute colossus at the back on the blue line, Matthew Gagnon. You know, anyone that thinks he's just an enforcer and he's got heavy hands and can beat anybody, you know, they need to watch that game tonight, because he put in a defensive masterclass. You know, he's really comfortable on the puck, his passing's good, you know, his physicality is great. But, you know, just to switch away from Gagnon for a second, you know, going back to who you said earlier, you know, Garnett was unbelievable tonight. He pulled off 3 or 4 world-class saves to keep us in that game. And, you know, like Ant said earlier, we're still in this game. There's only 2 goals in it. You know, we're more than in this tie for next week. And, you know, you've got to thank people like Garnett, but the whole team. You know, everybody put a shift in there. Everybody's put a shift in to make sure that next week's game is worthwhile, it's meaningful. And, you know, if you haven't got your tickets yet, get those tickets, because I reckon next week's game is going to be an absolute barnstormer. You know, and if the guys put in the effort, anywhere near the effort they put in tonight, it is going to be an absolutely great game to watch.
Tina, it's not only the team that need to turn up because the team will be there.
We're podcasting, Chris.
Chris Ellis.
Come on.
Chris Ellis is down there. He's going to do some interviews. I'm sure Chris is buying me a beer later.
Hang on, he's coming.
He's coming. Here comes Chris. So.
Steady. Watch them wires.
The Chris Ellis from the BBC joining us live on the Cats Whiskers podcast. Chris, thanks very much for coming up. But we're just saying, what an incredible performance by the Panthers tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy that you've got that tinge of disappointment that it couldn't have been closer, because they kept it so close, so deep into the game. But to come away with 2 goals, I mean, you'd have taken 2 at the start of the game. That's what everyone's saying. First period, it was all Zurich, one-way traffic. Panthers grew into the game in the second. They were exceptional in the second. They started the third in the same vein, and Zurich got their class to tell in the end. But Panthers looked tired at the end, but they gave everything. And I'm sure you guys have been saying it's all to play for. There was so many great performances, but Garnett was outstanding.
We've always said Michael Garnett was incredible, made 2 absolutely world-class saves. But also Matthew Gagnon in defence had an outstanding game.
Yeah, absolutely. The defence, they constantly threw themselves in front of shots. I mean, not just the defence. I saw Lindhagen limp off at one point. They just threw their bodies on the line. And it's all set up. If Nottingham get that first goal next Tuesday, that barn will be rocking. So, yeah.
Chris, I know you've got to go and get some interviews, so thank you very much for coming up and joining us very quickly. We shall see you later.
Bye,
Cheers, Chris.
And Tina, it's like you said, it was a pure team performance, this one. Every player put in the shift. And I think there was one particular shift, I think it was in the second period, the 4th line. Betteridge, Lakovic and Lindhagen just absolutely bossed it for an entire shift.
Yeah. Well, we actually said, we just looked at each other and we didn't need to say anything, but it was just like, wow. I mean, and that's from our 4th line. They are absolutely grafted. I mean, there's had to be a bit of a switcheroo tonight with lines, with Delego having to go home. So they've absolutely worked their socks off. They have switched it up wonderfully. They've dealt with the changes that have need to be made. They've done that. And the funny thing is, what I was saying earlier before we got shifted out of our seats, we've come into this building and we've probably expected that we're going to lose, and we've all said, if we keep it within 1 or 2 goals, then we're probably still in it. We've probably still got the chance to do it when we get home. Now, the only trouble is, as the game's gone on, for me personally, 3-1 just feels like a really unfair scoreline. I don't feel like it was a 3-1 game. I feel like it was maybe a 1-goal game, and if we could have maybe got something out of that 5-on-3 at the end of the game, that would have actually felt like justice to me, to be perfectly honest. So we said it. If we can keep it within 1 or 2 goals, bring it home and show the same sort of drive and intensity that we have done throughout our CHL campaign, then we're definitely still in it. There's definitely still a chance. We're going to be on home ice, and it's just it's still there for the taking. And Michael Garnett, I know everybody's already talked about him, but Michael Garnett, what an absolute shift he has put in tonight from start to finish. He's conceded some absolutely world class goals, and there's not a single one where he can sort of go, do you know what? I'd like that one back, because there's just nothing he couldn't do, nothing more he could have done, in my opinion. So it's there for the taking. I'm disappointed with the 2-goal cushion that Zurich have got, but I would like to think that we've still got something in us when we go for the home leg.
Okay, we've got a second leg now. We need the team to turn up, which they will. If anything from tonight, they will be up for that game. But also, we need the crowd to turn up. We need that building absolutely full. We're having a photo taken at the moment by one of the kind security guards. So yes, we need that building absolutely full next Tuesday.
Absolutely, we need the building jumping. We need to repay the players, because the players have given us everything tonight. They've given us 150%, and the least we can do in return is fill that building for them next week and try and get it rocking, because if the players come out and they see a full arena, they're going to be inspired, hopefully, to try and turn that 2-goal deficit around. And, I reckon that if we come out wanting to, skate through brick walls and, check everything within sight, I don't think Zurich will like that at all. And if we get an early goal, wow, that building's going to be rocking, and I think that we've got every chance of turning this tie around.
Well, don't forget, we are still unbeaten at home in the CHL this season. Let's hope it remains that way next Tuesday. Thank you very much for joining us throughout today on our various Periscopes and podcasts. It's a pleasure to have you along with us. It's been a pleasure to be here and watch a quite outstanding performance from the Panthers against the Zurich Lions. And we will be back on Thursday with the Ask TCW podcast. But until then, thank you very much for joining us. From Zurich, auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye.